What's going on, everybody? My name's Danny Ferrari.
My name is Parker Immense.
Welcome back. We are Excellent Sound, and we are back, Parker.
With some expensive sounds.
Very expensive sound.
Bottled water.
Skrillex Fuji opener. Let's get it. Oh yeah, you guys know we had to. Skrillex just dropped the EP.
Legend.
Finally.
Show tracks.
And we were like, it's fun. I don't know if you guys saw our little promo video. Shout out Diego for making that for us. But we said, we're like, oh yeah, like Skrillex won't open a project file.
He'll never open one.
And maybe he listened to us. Did you hear us?
Maybe he
Skrillex?
did. Maybe he didn't.
Maybe probably didn't. But he opened up a project file and showed it. So if you guys haven't checked that out, make sure you guys go check out his new EP. It's amazing. Fuji opener and Moon by Power.
Yeah, Moon by Power.
We're going to be showing you guys how to make that lead sound in just a second here. Also, if you guys want to go ahead and get this project file, we're going to talk about that in a little bit as well. We are at XLNT Sound. If you guys are new here, please give us a like and a thumbs up and a subscribe.
Drop a saturated fucking sub.
And a bell.
Bell.
Bing.
Yeah,
we should have a bell sound.
Like a nice bell preset.
It's a notification thing. I'm out of breath again.
Yeah. Jeez,
I can't breathe.
So excited, man.
I do.
All right.
Very excited about this. Obviously, whenever Skrillex Skrillex comes out with a new track, we got to get on it as fast as possible.
Like a holiday.
Yeah, some people were calling it, right?
Yeah, dude, for sure.
So yeah, we're gonna be going over that. Also, too, we're gonna be going over some of the elements in the drop. We have a challenge for you guys. Okay, so we did do the first drop. We started it, right? This took a long time. We were up super late last night trying to finish this thing. But we have a challenge for you guys. If you guys can get this video to 1,000 likes, okay, we will do the first drop. Okay.
1K, guys.
1K. And we are still going to do the auto-tune challenge. You guys got to 500 likes. You killed that goal last time. So if this gets to 1,000, we will do the first drop, okay?
I know you guys want it, too.
Yeah, well, we want to do it.
You guys definitely want it.
We might end up just doing it anyway. But yeah, 1,000 likes. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get in this, right, Parker?
Yeah, let's jump in.
Oh, as always, the link for the download description for the preset and the rack are in the description below.
Yep. What? Show them some of these samples that they're gonna.
I'm gonna wait.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna wait for that.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna show them first the sound that they're going to be getting today, which is this. That little cool like yoink sound, yoinker. There's tons of sounds in here, which we will talk about a little bit later. So, in context, sounds like this. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open up Serum. We spent a lot of time on this, guys. Again, look at all these different presets here and samples and all that other stuff. We made everything here because we are excellent. That's what we do.
Exactly.
So I have an initiated patch brought up already, set to go. The rack is turned off, and let's go ahead and hear what that sounds like. Maybe with the rack. Kind of cool.
Yeah,
not
a little
really.
snailsy or something. I don't even know.
So Skrillex likes to do a lot of FM. At least I think he does. It sounds like a lot of stuff. FM8.
Yeah, for sure. He loves
that.
Massive and shit.
Massive, FM8. So we went ahead and started with a very basic shape and used a lot of the processing to really get the tone. But you can get a cool sound just from the Serum patch itself. If you guys are in another DAW like Logic or what's the other one, FL, just copy our settings that we're doing with the processing with your stock plugins, and you should be able to get something really similar. It shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah, man, it's pretty close. I mean, they all have their own character, but
we're not doing
anything
anything too crazy. Okay, so first we're going to go ahead with oscillator A. We're going to go to basic shapes, and oscillator B is also going to be basic shapes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with oscillator A. Is going to be a sine wave, and I'm going to set the unison up to 10, and the detune down to 0.10. So 0.1. Okay, blend knob is going to go to 50, like so. Random is going to go all the way down, and the warp mode is going to be FM from B, which we're going to get into. I think Skrillex likes to use a lot of saws FMing into sine waves because it has this, or a lot of saw FM. I'm just assuming that because he has that very screechy sound.
Yeah.
And what happens is when you're filter modulating an oscillator into another oscillator, the characteristic of that wavetable is going to add that much more harmonics to it. So with oscillator B, we're going to go ahead and set that to a saw wave. So that's going to go ahead and add a lot of harmonics to this sine wave that we have here. And I'm going to set the octave to +3 and the semitone to +7. This is going to give it a little bit different characteristic tonally. Unison's going to be set to 14 like so. And then the detune's going to be all the way down, and the blend's going to stay where it's at, but turn the random all the way down so it starts from the same point. And then we're also going to go ahead and put on sync, just like so.
No window.
No window. And turn the level all the way down. Bam. And then for FM from B, we're going to go ahead and set that to a little bit past noon at 54%. Let's go ahead and hear what this sounds like. I have the rack on. Oh, that sounds pretty good. Okay, now we got to do some LFOage. We're going to go ahead and make our first one. It's going to look a little something like this. Actually, there's only one here. I always forget. There's only one. Round it up like this. It's a very kind of bitey sound. It's like a yoink. So go ahead and make it something similar to this. That looks pretty good, right, Parks? Maybe a little bit more. Set it to envelope and leave it on quarter. And I'm going to turn the oscillator A level all the way down. I'm going to put LFO 1 on the level. This is going to be essentially our new envelope. And I'm also going to add it to FM from B, and I'm going to pull that back to right around that little light there at 50. No, not 54%. What's the minus 11s?
11s is the magic number.
Let's see what that's doing. Nice. Okay. We're also going to add it to this sync on oscillator B. This is going to add a little bit more tuning, essentially, because it's going to essentially squeeze that wave together, which is going to add more higher pitch frequencies. I think I explained that right. Yeah. This is also set to a levs as well. Let's see if that does anything. The very barky sound that you get from like Getter and Skrillex is usually a sync on Serum, and it's just slightly moving it. Okay, so that's looking good. Let's go ahead and let's add some white noise. We're going to go ahead with the classic, mine and Parker's favorite, Bright White. Set it to direct out and turn the level all the way down and add LFO 1 on that as well. And set that one also to 11. It's the magic number, bro.
Yeah, man.
And then let's go ahead and add the filter, I think, right? I think we're good to add the filter. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the first filter, we're going to use a high 24. Skrillex loves, I mean, every dubstep person loves high-pass filters. It's a very simple one, but this one's barely moving. We're just having it just kind of pushing a little bit of resonance boost. So make sure the filter cutoff's at 11. Damn, this one is all 11. And then the resonance is going to be at 24%. Okay? And then we're going to turn the drive up a little bit at 25%. Okay? I should just type it. And then the fat knob is going to go to 46%. So now let's go ahead and hear. It's not really doing anything, but we're going to go ahead and add LFO 1 to the cutoff. Also, too, if it makes you feel good, go ahead and put on oscillator B in there, too, even though it's not doing anything. Let us know in the comments if you just like doing that because it feels good.
Exactly.
It feels great, even though it's not doing anything.
Amazing. I'm
going to go ahead and put LFO 1 on the cutoff of the filter, and that's just going to be set very, very slightly to 3, like so. And I'm going to go ahead and also put it on the fat knob, and that's going to be set to 29, like so. Just a little bit more bitey. Envelope 1, we're going to go ahead and adjust this because I wanted to add a little bit more release to the sound. I know it's kind of, this is essentially the envelope, but I think this is still doing something. Attack is going to be set to 20 milliseconds. Hold all the way down. Decay is at 546. And the release is going to be set to 235. So it gives a little bit more bounce. See this little release? That's the bounce. And then let's go ahead and get into the effects. But first, as always, let's go ahead and make sure it's set to mono. For the effects, I have it preloaded, so I'm going to go ahead and load those effects up. Did they change this? Did something change?
Yeah, they, it keeps the LFOs.
Oh, it didn't do it this time.
Oh,
I just did it before.
Weird.
Maybe I did something weird. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, first we have a hyper dimension. This is for width to widen out the sound. Rate is at 40%. Detune is at 78. Very detuned. Mix all the way down. Size down. Mix down on the dimension.
Maybe click on LFO1.
No, yeah, it didn't do it.
Damn, weird.
And then we're going to go ahead and add LFO1 to the mix knob. Have it go all the way up. That does a lot, man. I like that trick. I learned it from FOMO over there, from Morgan, from FOMO. Shout out FOMO.
FOMO Fest.
FOMO, the inventors of the sine wave. We're using his. Do we need to pay you money for this?
Residuals?
Probably, right? On just the sine. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add LFO1 to the mix knob, and that's going to go around 50%, but actually 49. Makes a difference. I can't even get there. Next, we're using a little bit of a tonal delay. Go ahead and set the feedback all the way down. The link button on 17.57. It should be the both. Normal, and go ahead and add a little filter and mix at 34%. We're going to go ahead and add LFO1 to the feedback knob, and this is going to be at 84. We're trying to use this to essentially get a little bit more of a metallic sound, very Skrillex-y sound. Nice. Next, we have a couple of peaks pushed up. These are essentially adding a little bit more vocal characteristics to the sound. Formanty, another very, you see this all the time in a lot of growls. And
Bringing out the tone.
Bringing out the tone, bro. So you want to find those sweet spots. So frequency on the left side is going to be at 78, Q at 58, gain at 10.6 with the notch setting. And then on the right side, frequency is at 19. I just moved it, whatever, 1980.
65.
Oh, it was 1980, I remember. Because I was like, that's a great year. Q is at 48% and gain is at minus 8.8. So that notch is being pulled out. Go ahead and add LFO1 to the frequency. Bam, like so. Put it to 19. Right, Parks?
Yep.
And then that should move that little guy. And then this guy's going to go on the right side, and that's going to go backwards to minus 6. I'm going to turn the volume down just a smidge. Next, we're going to go ahead and add a multi-band compressor. Pretty much all of this is stock. Threshold is at minus 13.1, ratio 4/1, attack 90, release 90, and gain at 5.4. Mix all the way up as always. Okay, so I think that's it for this part of the patch. We're gonna get into processing where we're really gonna come to live. Before we do that, we really want to talk to you guys. If you guys really want to get this project file, we have it available on our Patreon, as well as all the other presets that we've made for this entire remake. It's part of our YouTube tier. It's $10. If just for signing up, you have access to like 35 project files that you can just get right there of all the YouTube stuff that we've done. Well, not all
30,
of them.
yeah, 35 though.
So I think it's like 35
project files for $10.
$10,
guys.
right? And then every week we keep adding more and more and more. We have other tiers too, like Mystery Loot, and which includes the YouTube, and VIP, which is really cool, where we make just presets just for that group of people. And then there also is a very, very exclusive. We do have somebody there. Shout out Wadham. I'm shouting him out right now.
Yeah, nice.
Shout out Wadham, exclusive tier. Really, really cool tier. We'll make you guys specific presets to help with your sound design.
Exclusive personal presets,
Personal
whatever you
presets,
guys need.
whatever you need, and samples too.
Yep.
So that's another cool tier. But also, like, we remake everything in this, in our remakes. So we go through and when you get the project file, we have a nice folder of all the samples as well.
Super organized.
Yeah. So we have like a lot of these sounds. Can you hear those, JD?
Yeah.
All the nice rides.
Just awesome.
A lot of the growl one shots are in here too.
Yeah.
Subs, toms, vocals. I mean, it's just some of the stuff that we have in there. I didn't even bring all of it in, but yeah, basically you can hear it. I can even play the drums for you, which maybe I'll do. Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Play the drums.
Yeah,
this is what the drums sound like, man. With the probably should. Oops. His sub is always so good.
Yeah, his sub is nasty.
It really. Yeah, so all those drums, even that snare, which is like exactly the same thing, is all in there for you guys. And then also too, if you guys really like this style of music, I definitely recommend you guys go check out our new pack, Cartel Volume 2. People are loving it. We're getting a lot of great requests.
Yeah, it's huge. You guys, the most relevant sounds. Every pack that we come out with is just like, just the newest sounds, that nobody else really has at the time, so.
Yeah.
if you guys grab them as fast as you can, you'll be ahead of the game.
And if you're having trouble with your mix, like really get our samples. I'm not even joking. Like it will help you. I've had people say, even JD said that, right?
Yeah, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Andrew said the same thing. Just like with just the samples in general, and of course the presets to get you guys started. You can mess around. But Cartel Volume 2 is out. Go get it. Don't forget about Cartel Volume 1, the little brother or the older brother.
Older brother.
That one's on sale too. You can get them both if you want, and tons of other free stuff on our website if you guys want to go check that out. Now, that being said, let's go ahead and get back into the video, and we'll go ahead and get into the processing.
Let's do it.
So with some of the processing, we just wanted to bring out a lot of characteristics. You're going to see what we're doing with shaping the sound here a bit. So I'm going to start with the first set. I have a macro set on a low-pass filter, which I will get into later. I have another tonal delay that I added after the fact with 55.3 time set to set it to time, so it's a very fast tonal delay. Feedback at 41 and dry wet at 33 should be sounding like this. After that, you're going to want to go ahead and add an EQ. We just went ahead and boosted this. This is shaping the sound. So there's two different types of EQ, right? There's EQ where we're cutting and mixing, and then there's EQ where we are shaping the sound. Exactly. What did you say about like pushing up frequency?
I was saying, like, don't be afraid to boost frequencies when you're EQing, especially when you're sound designing, because that really sculpts like what you're going for. Everybody kind of is like afraid. They're like, oh, it's gonna get muddy and stuff. But it's like, dude, you're creating. So first get the sound you want, and then when you're mixing, like you're saying, like then you can start subtracting stuff from
and pull out all the shit. Yeah,
exactly.
So that's essentially how I think people need to look at EQing. I think it's a very helpful tip, and looks forward to. We should be doing a how to mix trap drums coming up here pretty soon. And if you have good samples, again, you're not going to have to do a lot of work.
It's going to be very minimal.
Unless you're trying to really, mess it up, which is what Skrillex seems to do a lot. These sounds are very expensive.
They're
very
so
expensive sounds.
Nothing's peaking.
And then they're like, what do they say in the video? They're like, yeah, we just try to make it sound as bad as possible.
Shittiest sounds
if you guys haven't seen that video of Justin Bieber talking about Skrillex's and Diplo's sounds, it's hysterical.
It's amazing.
Okay, so yeah, just a boost here at 50.5 hertz, just to add some more low end and a low cut. Next, we have another EQ, just cutting out some of the highs. Again, just shaping the sound. We also have a reverb. This reverb is really doing a lot as far as making it sound a little bit more metallic, because you'll see the decay is all the way down. Diffusion's pretty stock, reflects at 2.4, 0.3 on the diffusion. Low and high cut, you can see right there. Stereo size all the way. Quality's always got to be high, baby.
High quality only.
And 200 milliseconds, so it's a really short reverb, but 63% wetness. Kind of thins it out, but we're going to bring it back out. So next we added a Yo Man preset. This is just a chorus. I tweaked it a lot, so you guys can want to probably copy these settings, or if you have a different DAW, try using it with your chorus. High pass at like 46.4. Sync up both the left and right delays. This is essentially like another tonal delay at 11.6 milliseconds, amount at 0.28. You can see all that shiz. And 31% for the feedback, which I think normally is 75, and then dry wet's at 87.
Yeah.
Just more metallic. Next, we have another EQ. This is the Parker EQ.
Yep.
It looks like a snail or something, or a whale with titties.
Yeah, we're
upside down whale with titties.
We're pushing up essentially like the fundamental frequencies. So we found that like tone that he was using, boosted it up, and then cut some of the highs.
Yeah, exactly. And Parker was like just really trying to bring out those specific elements of the sound. Again, shaping the sounds. This is sound design. It is not just Serum. This is all part of it, right?
Just sweep around. Grab your EQ broom, like your 8 broom, and just sweep around and find it.
Sweep that shit up, bro.
Yeah, use your ears.
So this is, he's bringing out those frequencies, and then cutting a little bit of the highs too, because it's a very band-passy sound. Next, we have an OTT to bring everything back out. Okay, so at 10 dB on the output, time at 500, and the amount at 100%. That's bringing out everything we just did. You have to look at the OTT as essentially like bringing everything back out and compressing it, right? But after we do that, we need to EQ again, and I'll explain why in a little bit. Next, I have an auto filter. I just added this to essentially add a little bit more attack, make it more plucky. And I added a macro to the frequency, which you can see here. And what that's doing is I just have a quick envelope shutting the sound, opening and shutting. Very simple, but a really nice bounce to the sound and a little bit of resonance boost as well. Next, I have a saturator. This is essentially like closing the lid, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
Soft clip on and drive at 4%, 100% on, at 4 and 100% for the dry wet. And then we have another reverb, right? This reverb is pretty big, pretty standard, no low, high cut. Diffusion at high over here and make it look like this. Decay at 1.28, quality high, size, you see all that. Dry wet 42, and reflect at 5.4. Those are the main things. Essentially puts it in that big room. And then another EQ. Now, this is what I would say is the mixing EQ, where we're essentially cutting out all the stuff that we don't need, and then also a little bit of shaping here with taking out the highs a smidge.
Yeah.
Low cut at 240, and a boost here at 2.15, and then 8 right here at this Q point right here is a shelf. So it's not a cut, it's just a shelf. It's just lowering the highs a little bit. And then lastly, what we have is a gate. This was just to... It was getting a little crazy with Serum. I don't know. It depends on your computer, but that's what was happening with us. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Again, like, all these sounds are going to be available through our Patreon. Like, if you guys sign up for that YouTube tier or the other tiers, too. All these, there's so many sounds in here, man.
It's
like
a fat project file, you guys.
This growl's sick. That one, and I think this one is a cool growl. Just cool, weird sounds. There's so much stuff in here. So definitely, I would definitely recommend checking it out. But again, this preset itself is totally free, and it's in the download description below. You guys can check out our website at www.xlntsound.com to go ahead and get a bunch of free stuff. Tons of free presets. Project files have been on there, too.
We're almost at 100 free downloads.
Whoa.
100 presets. I just looked yesterday. Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
All for free, you guys.
All for free.
You can add it to the same card if you want.
Yeah.
Fattest card ever.
There's samples, too. There's starter kits, a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't need to go on. But, yeah, hopefully you guys learned something. Again, we are Excellent Sound. Go check out Skrillex's new EP if you haven't already. Where the hell have you been?
Grab your magnifying glasses.
Yeah.
Go in, watch the video.
And tell us what he's doing.
Exactly.
This is our best attempt. Hopefully you guys like this video. Again, if you could give it a thumbs up, or if you're new here, give us a subscribe. We are Excellent Sound. Am I forgetting anything,
That's
Parker?
it, man.
That's it, bro. We nailed
Let's
it, bro.
get out of here.
Let's go ahead and play this out and dance our asses off. We'll see you guys in the next one.